not doing that. I have no problem with submitting to a man, but I'm not submitting to a man that does not have my best interest. That's something that we lay on the line. When we submit, it's because we trust this person wholeheartedly with everything. We know that this man is leading us in the right direction to where we need to go, that this man is leading our family in the right direction. This man is doing...
So you mean to tell me you gave him the milk for free without paying for the cow? And now you're saying you will not submit to him even though you had his child. This is what's happening in modern society. You have modern women who are deciding to become baby mamas before they decide to become wives. And then they end up saying all men are bad. They hate men. They can do it all by themselves. And also wonder why they end up becoming a single baby mama. Well, in today's show, we are about to watch a video of a woman who explains how she became a single baby mama. As people said in the comment section, this is a lesson to young women. Marry before you carry. Because if not, you may end up in a situation like this. And let's be honest, you are seeing modern women reject gender roles. They don't care about gender roles. They want to make it their own way instead of following traditional values. And then they unfortunately end up in a situation where they don't have a father in the home. And they're living off of government assistance. This story is far too common. And that's why we're going to get into it today. I'm Tamera. You're watching the Tamera Nealy Show. I would like to welcome back all my returning subscribers. And if you're new here, I would like to let you know I'm happy you're here. All right, y'all. So quickly, let's say a word of prayer, because prayer shouldn't be your last resort. It should be your first. And so let's pray really quick about this. Lord, I just ask you to strengthen the lives of women, Lord. Lord, I ask you to bless women all around this country. Lord, help them to treat their bodies as their temple. Lord, help them to value themselves and understand that having the ability to bear life and to create life is such a beautiful gift. And help them not to take that gift for granted. Help them to be wise in who they allow into their life and who they choose as a mate, as a future husband, even as a boyfriend. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Like everybody has had an individual that they've been dumb or blind for because of them loving them or loving that individual. So
the reason why I share content like this is to help women, because I know what it's like to come from a single parent home and to see struggle. I know what it's like to not know, to wonder, is the light bill going to be paid? I know what it's like to wonder if we're going to have water. I know what it's like to struggle. And so when I see stories like this, it really makes it to where I'm like, I was hoping when I first started watching her story, I was hoping that she was going to encourage women not to end up in the same situation she ended up in. But instead, I saw her more so making excuses, and that's why I'm reacting to this. The truth is that so many women are actually looking for love in all the wrong places. It's not that they are so in love with this person that they're blindly following. No, it's that they're looking for love in all the wrong places. And when you're looking for love in all the wrong places, it leads you to desperation. If you ever look up the symptoms of desperation, it involves anxiety and fear. And so that's what's happened in this situation. Is this woman, she may not realize it, and maybe it'll take her some time to reflect. And this is really not about her. This is a teachable moment for women in general. But women every day do this, where they're feeling lonely. They're feeling like they want to have love. So then they go seeking out that love. And then they end up being a single mother.
Day of the incident of the TV stand, the couch and everything being taken out of. But we're going to go back maybe like 2 days on the timeline, because I have to kind of put the pieces together. So grab your popcorn, set me up, prop me up, because it's about to get real crazy. Okay. So let's just put this out on the table. He was the provider. Now, when I got pregnant with my daughter, I worked until I was 8 months pregnant. Up until I was 8 months pregnant, I worked. We were going 50-50 on the bills.
Unfortunately, in today's society, women are not told how to identify a husband, their husband. And the truth is that you actually want to look for someone, if you are a believer and if you do believe in traditional gender roles, you want to look for a Psalms 23 husband. And a Psalms 23 husband is a provider. He provides for you, but he is also your husband. And that's the thing, is we are living in an upside down world where you see women giving away their precious value, which you see women giving away their precious value in order to be a girlfriend and to unfortunately get left later.
I never had a problem with paying 50. I pay my 50, you pay your 50. I never have a problem, never ever till this day, with splitting bills. I don't care because...
Yeah, we can tell that you don't have a problem, because even since the beginning of this video, this woman has been very aggressive. When I first started watching it, I kind of got that feeling of, wow, I can only imagine what it's like being in a home with her. She's very aggressive, so she doesn't mind stepping into the masculine role. This is why it's important, ladies, to make sure that you're doing things in decency and in order. And sometimes that requires practice, and that requires reflection. That requires looking back in the past and saying, okay, in that relationship, I see where I went wrong there. I see how maybe I did step out of order there. And once I stepped out of order there, look at how that relationship failed. It takes doing stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, as somebody who knows women who are much older than I am, like I'm talking about in their 60s, 70s, and they happen, or 50s to 60s, I would say, and they happen to be married and they're miserably married. It's usually because they decided to, at one point in their marriage, decided to become the man. And now they're paying the cost of becoming a man in their relationship. And so that's why you want to do things in decency and in order.
I don't want anybody to feel like they're going to puppet me into doing something that I don't want to do, or they're going to control what I can and cannot do. I don't care what you are paying. I don't care if I'm not paying anything. You're not going to tell me, oh, this is what you're going to do and this is what you're not going to do. No, if it's going to be all of that, then cool. Let me pay my 50 and you pay your 50. You get what I'm saying? So
she's not even ready for a relationship. She doesn't want to be controlled. How many modern women do you hear say stuff like this? Modern women who say that they're more comfortable paying the bills and they're more comfortable with leading and all this stuff. And I want to ask you, do you think that those modern women are truly happy? Do you think that they're at peace? Does this woman look like she's at peace? But these are the women who are going viral on TikTok. And when I tell you they are going viral, they are getting a lot of views because they are encouraging other women to live this same lifestyle or to not reject this lifestyle, period. You're seeing women who are, there's this lady who's 27 and she has 7 kids, different baby daddies, and she's on TikTok and just posting these videos, and women are in the comment section. Oh, you doing so good, girl. Yes, you're such a great mom. You're such this and that. When you're encouraging single motherhood, you are encouraging, you are setting your child up to struggle a whole lot. And I'm telling you, that's what happens in the Black community time and time again, is the child ends up struggling a whole lot to become successful, and then these same people in the Black community want to complain and say, oh, see, the white man is the reason why my kid isn't successful. No, it's because you decided to have a family outside of God's order. There's a reason why you should marry before you carry, because you're more than likely to have the stability and security that you're longing for and able to have a functioning family. Yes, it's going to be work. Life is work. You get to choose your hard, but unfortunately, some people are choosing the wrong way.
After I had my daughter or whatever, I couldn't return back to work immediately because we were trying to find Sarai a daycare. So in the midst of us finding the daycare, he's taking on the bills. But we came up with this plan. I don't care what nobody say. I really think that men need to get this out of their head. Whatever men that think like this. Taking care of a child 24/7 is a job. Whether I'm clocking in or not, it's a job. And it is very draining. It's tiring. And it's exhausting. And everybody needs a break. I tried to explain to him that you being able to go to work, I would love to do that because I be wanting to interact with other people. I want to be able to step away from everything that I'm dealing with. Because as women, like I feel like when it comes to women, we deal and battle with so much that we do not speak about. Like emotionally, we be wrecked. Like we be pouring into cups. We still got to nurture. We still got to be there when our cup is completely empty. And
I think that yes, women do. We know that women are natural multitaskers. Women, we just have the ability to accomplish so many things, just like men have amazing abilities too. But yes, being a mother is a huge responsibility. But I think what's missing in this conversation is reminding women you get to choose who you have a child with. So that's the thing, is she chose somebody who wasn't going to give her that sort of teammate experience that she was looking for, because that's what she wanted. She wanted somebody who would provide for her and, be her teammate and make sure that he was taking care of the kids and, being the dad in the home. She wanted a husband, but she settled for a counterfeit husband, which is a live-in boyfriend. She settled for that. And that's the thing, is when y'all are getting in these relationships and you're deciding to become a girlfriend, I hope you're thinking about the end game. I hope you're not just making that decision just so you're not lonely. Because that's the thing, is a husband is a choice. A boyfriend is a choice. If you're going to have a boyfriend, choose somebody that is actually going to help you get to where you want to go. Not somebody who's going to get you knocked up and then you are tied down to him for life. Because that's the thing, is she's about to say in about 2 minutes that she will not submit to him. Ma'am, you've already given him a child. And that's the thing, is women get on TikTok and they look, she's obviously pretty, she's dressed all nice, and it makes other women get distracted by the glamour and the gold. But not everything that glitters is gold. There are real consequences to choosing to have children out of wedlock.
I was exhausted. I was tired, and I felt like I was constantly having to tell a person to be a father to their child. Why am I having to tell you to be there for your child? Why am I having to tell you to be there for me? And I
see, you shouldn't have to tell him. That's the thing. But you chose to be in that situation where you then now have to tell him. When you could have just, think about this. Maybe a better situation would have been, okay, let's say both of them meet up, right? He asked her out on a date. They like each other. They start hanging out. She should have been at that point kind of assessing, is this man husband material? Because she clearly wants to be married. That's why she's kind of bringing up, she's bringing up some of this stuff because she clearly wants that security. But she's so controlling that she's settling for the bare minimum. She put herself in this situation. And so what would have been better is they should have had a conversation earlier on in the relationship about what both people wanted. And it should have been an honest conversation. Don't be afraid to tell a man you do want to get married one day. You are dating for marriage. And if he says that he's not dating for marriage, be willing to walk away. And then also assess, what is this man, is this man a provider? Does he have the attitude and the character in order to sustain a relationship beyond 6 months? Beyond, the fun period? Is this man really in this because he loves me? Or is this man in it because he loves himself? Because the truth is that you have some men who are getting in relationships in order to fill a void in their life. So they are becoming boyfriends because a boyfriend doesn't really require much commitment. So they become these boyfriends, a boyfriend, and then once they're kind of done playing out this whole boyfriend experience, they walk away and they find their wife very shortly after. And so, ladies, you got to be careful when you're signing up to be somebody's girlfriend, because it is a risky situation. Because the truth is that a girlfriend is not a wife. It is a girlfriend.
With us, our issue was he felt like him being a provider, that was all he needed to do, was just pay the bills, come home and kick his feet and relax and act like he don't got no kids. You get what I'm saying? And that's not it. It's not giving that. So we created a schedule to when he would work. On his off days, he would get Sarai. And I would be able to get me a mental break and go work and film my content and do whatever I needed to do. That was what we agreed upon, right? So as time progressed, he had an issue with him having to come home to take care of his kid. He felt like that was my job as a woman, that I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to make up for what he can't do. In all reality, I do agree. We are the nurturers, but please. This is something that I hate, and we've gotten into it so many times about this topic. Men feel like that they were not placed here to be nurturers. I agree. We are nurturers. But just because it comes natural to us doesn't mean that you can't be taught it. Doesn't mean that you can't learn how to be a nurturer. I just feel like it goes as far as the example of you can be born a leader or be taught to be a leader. Some people naturally are born a leader, but some people can be taught. I feel like it's the same thing with being a nurturer. You can be taught how to nurture. Yeah, you're not going to be able to nurture the way that I nurture because it's my nature to do so, but you still are capable of learning how to do it. He tried to make it seem like, oh, men are not built.
Maybe if she wasn't talking so crazy to him, he would actually want to do it. Because that's the thing, is as a woman, we're actually able to inspire a man to change. We're able to inspire a man to grow. And it's through our femininity and our softness and our ability to connect with him that we're able to do that. And so I hear what she's saying, but I think she's missing the point here. She is being very masculine. So if she talks to him how she's talking to us right now, I can only imagine how he's feeling in that conversation.
Nurturers, and we don't know how to do that. That's because that's what y'all have made the norm. But let's cut the BS. Cut it out. You can be taught how to nurture. You can put in some type of effort to take care of your child, to bathe her, to fix her bottle, to do this. All of that was such a hassle for him. This man would literally change the diaper, y'all, and say, man, I just had to change the diaper. Do you not know how many diapers I've changed? Having a child is not just the woman's
This is the results of being out of order. And that's the thing, is people don't want to say it because they don't want to be that person that have to tell this woman, hey, really, y'all need to stop having kids before you're married, because then it just creates this cycle and it creates this mess. I have family members even to this day who they're in a sort of parenting situation like this, where, and it's so confusing to me because I'm used to seeing marriages, so it's kind of like, so how is so it's just like I don't even know how to it's like so confusing because it's just like, so you're not in a relationship with this person, but you're acting like you're in a relationship with this person, and you have kids with this person, and it's just like, what is even going on? And then you have this bickering between the parents, and then the kids have to see it. So I don't know how old her daughter is, but it's like, this shouldn't be going on. And the thing is when you decide to have a child, it is no longer about you. And that goes for the man and it goes for the woman. But you have young people these days and people in general these days who are getting together for selfish reasons. It's not about you. It's about the kid. Put your pride aside and focus on the child first.
I don't give a damn what household you live in. I don't care about what they have made the norm when it comes to taking care of a kid. It's my responsibility just as well as it's your responsibility. We both laid up and had this child together, not one or the other. You get what I'm saying?
A man can change diapers just like a woman can. So I don't know where that's coming from, but men can also, take care of the household as well.
That was the main issue with us. Like, he felt like he didn't need to take care of the kids. He felt like that was my job. He want me to cook, clean, and do all this. No, I'm not doing that. I have no problem with submitting to a man, but I'm not submitting to a man that does not have my best interest. That's something that we lay on the line.
Ma'am, you already made that decision when you decided to have a child with him. Now you're in this confusing situation where it's like, oh, I'm not submitted to him because he ain't my husband and all this. This is the thing is, as somebody explained, and it was so well put, you know, your child's father is your husband. Unfortunately, it's not, you haven't made that commitment, so y'all are in this confusing situation. But that's the truth. When you have that kid, that is the person you are now connected to. And that's why you want to have security so that, you know, and so you don't have this anxiety and fears and all this stuff. He makes you feel safe. He makes you feel loved. He provides for you. You respect him in return. And that's the thing is you admire and respect him in return. But if women don't understand men and men don't understand women, you have situations like this. And that's why I think it's important to educate yourself about men. Understand how they're wired, how they think. And yes, we as women won't completely ever probably understand men, but we can get an idea of who they are. You can read books like Women Are from Mars and Men Are from Venus. You can start to understand how they think, and therefore that'll help you make better dating decisions.
It's because we trust this person wholeheartedly with everything. We know that this man is leading us in the right direction to where we need to go. That this man is leading our family in the right direction. This man is doing everything that he needs to do for our family. I felt like he wasn't doing that. If we being all honest, I feel like he was on a journey. He was on a path of achieving goals for self gains, for self reasons. Because when I spoke about wanting to go back to school, he had no interest in helping me figure out a plan or a schedule so that I can still be able to manage school and take care of our kid. He never even tried to intervene and say, hey, well, we can do this so that you can have time to get your schoolwork in. But when it came to him wanting to go to trade school, guess what? I took on Sarai. I watched Sarai every day this man had to go to school. Every day this man had to go to school, I watched Sarai. He never had.
So I want to say this. She's thinking he just now started acting selfish and he just now started acting self-centered. No, this man has been acting self-centered since the beginning. The fact that he had a child with you and didn't marry you is selfish. That means that he didn't value you enough to make you a wife. He only valued you enough for you to become a single mother. And that's the thing is when a man is pressuring you to step outside of your femininity and to give him husband benefits, it's because he does not value you. He does not respect you and he does not love you. So I'm not surprised to hear that this man has been doing it. The thing is this woman has to come to an understanding. I haven't heard her once take accountability in this whole thing. And she only has about a couple minutes left of this particular part. We're only going to watch part one, but y'all can definitely go watch the whole thing. But that's my thing is like there has to be accountability for what modern women are putting themselves into because they are the ones who are producing in the next generation and also they're passing down culture to the next generation. And that's why you see a cycle of Black children being born out of wedlock. There's no reason why only 20% of Black children are born in a two-parent home, in a married home. There's no reason for that. There should be no reason for that. But the thing is that you have modern women who are looking for love in all the wrong places, and then they don't take accountability. So then they're not able to correct their steps and they push this on to the next generation. This kind of stuff makes me upset because in this same video, this woman has the nerve. There are women in the comment section saying that this woman is so right and that she is just so, ooh, she this, she that. And I'm just like, ma'am, like, do you not see how this woman is setting herself up and setting other people up for failure? Because of her lack of accountability, she has over 1 million subscribers on TikTok.
Even think about, dang, even when I had stuff to do on days he had to go to school, guess what? I dropped all of that to take care of her. That way he didn't have to worry about it. And it was on days that he was supposed to have been watching Sarai. But when it's time for me to have to go handle something, oh, you complaining about watching your daughter. Why are you complaining? Why am I having to beg you? Why do I have to force you to watch your child? Make that make sense. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. So, when it was time for me to go back to work, he told me, oh, I don't think that's a smart idea. Personally, I feel like he got accustomed to him being able to feel like he had like a little say-so, or feel like he had some type of control, to where it was like, nah, I know if she go back to work, she gonna have a say-so, because now she's paying 50-50. She's paying half of the bills. But now I got her exactly where I want her at, to where she's not paying no bills. So now her schedule got to be in line with my schedule. Her schedule got to work around me. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it became greedy. So once I identified that he wasn't okay with me going back to work, he wasn't trying to help me to get back into school, but I'm helping him with every goal that this man has ever brought on the table. Guess what? I fed every dream, every goal. I filmed content.
Ma'am, why were you doing that? That was not your husband. Why were you investing that much? At some point, you've got to see how you contributed to it. And it should not take you this long to realize it. That's the thing, is you have these women who are celebrating behavior like this because they want you to stay down. Your mother should have already told you this. Your mom should have came to you. You are wrong. Early on in the relationship, you are wrong. You should not be giving your boyfriend husband benefits. So now it took her all this time to realize something she could have seen within the first month of dating him, or less. But when you're looking for love in all the wrong places and you're acting out of desperation, you miss the red flags.
Business logos. I created a whole business profile for Google. I went out in the hot sun, y'all. Hot sun, pregnant, biggest ever, passing out flyers, 2 freaking doors for 3, 4, 5 hours with this man. I'm feeding every dream, every goal. I'm watering every seed. But when it comes to you watering my seeds, I'm left just planted, no watering. That's not a relationship. That's not partnership. Once I identified that, that's when I slowly, mentally, physically, I started stepping back from the relationship. Now my main priority is making sure me and my daughter is okay. That's the thing. So once I identified just small.
And now your poor daughter is going to potentially, more than likely, grow up without a father. She's going to grow up in a single mother home because you didn't take the time to properly vet the man before you got into a relationship with him. We have to stop this in the community. And it's not just in the Black community, because if you look at the numbers, you're starting to see more and more people, more and more Americans who are choosing to live with a boyfriend, live with a girlfriend before marrying them. That's the reality of the situation. And then what I'm learning and what I've observed is there are some people who end up in that situation and they will tell the next person, hey, don't do what I did. But then you have a whole group of people who are like, no, just do it. You loved him. Just do it. So what? Who cares about gender roles? Who cares about responsibility? You'll figure it out. Love is love. Do what makes you happy. Do what feels good. And then you end up doing what makes you feel good. And it end up hurting you in the long run, because the truth is that sin feels good for a season. But it won't always feel good. And it'll leave you in a situation longer than you intended to be in that situation. So this is what you need to do. Just not be in that situation. Just wait until you have all the data. Because dating is about gathering data to make an informed decision. Should I be with this person or should I not?
Small signs that this man wasn't out for my best interest. I started taking back, I started falling back on my womanly duties. Cooking all the time. Cleaning all the time. I stopped doing that. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, that was my downfall, because just because somebody do something to you, or just because somebody wrongfully do anything to you, don't mean that you stop being who you are as an individual. Woman in a relationship or not, that's me. So I should have never giving up who I was because the individuals were treating me a certain type of way. I should have remained who I was. I can agree to that. I can say that that's partially where I went wrong at. Another place I can say that I can say honestly that I was wrong was when I feel some type of way about something, I speak very passionate about it, just like I am now. And sometimes it can come off as I'm speaking aggressive. And that's something that I have to work on, because I just feel like this is just who I am, but I can expect for everybody to adapt or be okay with that.
Mistakes happen, but you don't have to stay there. You don't have to continue to make that same mistake over and over. You don't have to miss the red flags. You can have honest conversation. You can say yes to a relationship, and you can also say no to a relationship. It is a choice. So no one should ever feel like they don't have a choice for who they are with, because more than likely you do have a choice, and you're choosing to stay with that person in order for yourself to feel comfortable. Well, that comfortability is going to cost you a whole lot. Now, I know you guys are perfect, so I'm talking about a whole nother person on a whole nother page. But share this with somebody who needs to hear it. I love you guys, and you'll hear from me soon, okay?